Hello, everyone. We are back again with our Stupa project report, this time November 2022, and we are here with some wonderful and great celebrations. And I hope the picture is showing a very, very happy moment we had at one of the Stupa ceremonies. As you all remember, we started fundraising in December of 2020. We then spent almost a year and a half making sure we got the designs of the stupas exactly right. We were doing a lot of work to make sure we had the correct permits and that the county here in Arizona and Cochise County signed off on everything so that we would have as little obstacle as possible when it came to that. Then we spent some time picking the exact right contractor to build the stupas, because we know how important that is to have someone that really looks at detail and is invested also as much as we are in building the stupa. We then had to cut all the roads. We had to make sure that the area where the stupa was going to be built was correctly prepared, and that we tested the soil to make sure that there would be as little movement and problems as possible in future years. So that's where we have been on our journey since December 2020. And the building has begun. The building is progressing, and we're hoping we're going to show you some wonderful pictures today to show what has been happening here at Diamond Mountain. The actual build of the stupa started on September the 26th, and here you'll see a picture of us beginning to put the foundation down. So it looks very much like a building site, as you would expect, making sure that the concrete is absolutely right and the soil is absolutely right to start the build that has been happening since then. And I'm going to let Sunam take you through the journey that we've been on since September.
Okay, while the contractor built the foundation and the core of the stupa, I have been working on what do we put in the stupa, because you know the stupa has 3 walls where we put in relics, and we decided to put in this first stupa the translations of Geshe Michael. So we did a long research which paper to use, because our idea is that these can be found in 500 years, and the people have access to this incredible translation in scriptures. So we did a research which paper will last for 500 years, which ink will last for 500 years, which printer do you have to use, which has an archive program that a lot of ink is injected in the paper. And so far we have about 10,000 pages put into the first 2 cavities. Here you can see how we wrap the printouts in this beautiful cloth, how it is tradition. And the next picture shows you how we filled the first cavity. You can clearly see these are the black boxes here. They are fire and water resistant. So in whatever happens, the printouts and the Holy Scriptures are safe. And then we did already 2 ceremonies to fill the first 2 cavities. It was every 2 ceremonies have been very, very beautiful. So we decorated what has been built so far as a beautiful altar. You can see here how the beautiful, beautiful Manjushri. And then also Geshe Michael Roach was present and gave the blessing to the stupa built so far, and also to all the scriptures we put into the stupa. And here, Ali, do you take over?
Sorry, I was going to say, what you see there on that picture is the inside of the stupa, and what you'll see now is what's coming on the outside.
And you see the team, we have a very, very beautiful team working together in harmony. On the right side, in the red sweater, that's Bob, our architect. He's an incredible person. He has always an open ear for our needs, for our concerns, and he takes care very, very beautifully. On the right side, you see first the one in the green sweater. That's Daniel Ward, our contractor, who is building in a very, very precise and very, very quality type of building. Next to him with the sunglasses, that's Spencer, his nephew. The next one with the baseball cap is Jacob, it's Daniel's son. And on the left side, it's Ernesto. It's also some kind of family member. You see, it's a family business. I don't remember the exact one. And on the left, that's beautiful. That's Wayne. He is a masonry, so he is really most of the time taking care that everything is put up correctly. And Daniel is then executing his advices. And on the right side, you see how far we have gotten with the marble. The first steps have been laid out. And we hope that in about 2 weeks, all the marble is up there. And be sure you will get a video on our YouTube channel to see how it looks like. And in our next Stupa report, which might come a little bit earlier than expected.
Yay!
So, Hanli, what have we achieved in the last 3 months? Please.
Yes, absolutely. So I'll take you through that. In August, we spent some time interviewing contractors because we were looking for the right contractor for this project, and we believe that we have found the perfect person. So Daniel and his team have been absolutely amazing in their contributions, in their attention to detail, as Sulam said, and to make sure that the build is as exact as we could possibly make it. So I think we've been very, very fortunate there. We then also went ahead and ordered marble for stupas 7 and 4, which are the next 2 stupas that are going to be built.
That's Dr. Wu and Malaysia.
Yes, absolutely. And that has already arrived in Portugal, ready to be cut. And we'll tell you a little bit more about how we're going to plan to do that. In September, we started the build, as I said, on the 26th, the foundation and the footer, and then very quick progress through October in terms of the build of the inner structure and the different cavities. We also then we started building the bench that goes around, which is the stones that make up the covering of the bench is chosen from the actual stupa site. And put together into this beautiful stone bench that they are building as well. And then to make sure, of course, that things like drainage is correctly done so that there's no water pooling in and around the stupa area. So making sure that all of that is done. We completed ceremonies for stupas, the cavity, the first and the second cavity also. And we showed you a couple of those pictures. When it comes to the road that is going to go up to Stupa 4 and then on to Stupa 7, which is sort of the main road that's going to be used to get to all of the stupas eventually, we've had to look a little bit more carefully at the design and make some revisions because we were concerned with the first design that there would be too much impact on the land itself, too much marks. Too much of the vegetation or the trees have to be taken out. So we asked for a redesign to minimize that impact. That is now being done. And we're now looking to see which contractor we're going to choose to do that. In the meantime, in the background, very quietly, Joe Gonzalez has been building the hiking path that goes from one stupa to the next. So we have the construction roads that are going to be used to build the stupas. But for walking the stupa pilgrimage, he's been crafting that road with his hands. So he's only been using hand tools and has now gotten past stupa 2 on his way to stupa 3, building this beautiful pathway so that you can see the beautiful landscape. You can look back onto stupa 1 when you're hiking, and also making sure that the path won't wash away when there's rain. So he's been putting in these stone constructions at certain points. And he's a specialist in that. So that's been very exciting as well. Then all along, we've been capturing photographs of each of the stages. We also have cameras on the site that are capturing the footage of the build as it's happening. we hope to put all of that together in the next month to make sure that we have something to show for you, perhaps by Christmas or certainly by New Year, which will be very exciting to see. Other things that are not very exciting but have to be done are things like the right-of-way research. So that has to do also with the special use application, the SUA. There are certain requirements that we had to agree to when we got the permits. And two of those are the right-of-way and also a hydrology survey of the whole valley. So those are things that are going on in the background to make sure we stay on the right side of the county, do everything that was asked of us, and to save ourselves any headaches in the future. Have I missed anything, Sunam?
No, I think we can proceed with the plan for the next month.
Fantastic. So moving forward, our goals this month, November, December, and January 2023. We have to finalize a decision on who's going to be building the roads to Stupas 4 and 7. Stupa 7 is the next one, so we're aiming to get the road up there, but luckily Stupa 4 is on the way, so that's good. Of course, there has to be permits that have to be requested. We have to do some permit applications for both of those. That'll take a little bit of paperwork and making sure we have all the right designs. We have the hydrology report and the report for each of the sites. The soil testing has to happen again. Hopefully by the end of the year, if everything goes as planned, we will have finalized Stupa 1, which will be very exciting. As we are doing that, we are capturing all the lessons learned, small design changes we have to make, things we've realized about transporting the marble to and from here to Portugal and back again, a whole bunch of lessons that we've been capturing that we want to share with the whole team to make sure that this will make the build for Stupas 7 and all the rest much faster, much easier, and much better for everyone to work on. The cutting for Stupa 7 will probably happen as soon as all those lessons have been captured and all the design changes have been made. And we will continue building the path throughout this, and we're hoping that by the time we get to January, we should be finished with the path right up to Stupa 4, if not more. Then in the meantime, there has to be a third ceremony for the third chamber. So, and I'm sure Sunam can tell you a little bit more about that. And we also want to be thinking about artists for the statue. So Sunam, I don't know if you want to say something about that.
Yeah. So in the third ceremony, we are also inserting the stick. I don't know if you have watched the video we made last year about all the different parts of the stupa and their meaning, and the inner core, the Dzogchen, and this one will be inserted in the third ceremony. We are really looking forward to that one. And also, I think you have the picture in mind. Each stupa has this little dao where the statue is put in, and so we want to put in the statue for the first one. It's good name, and we are looking for artists at the moment which are making these statues.
Yes, and if you remember correctly, we did, in the time running up to this, we also picked a tree at Diamond Mountain that we cut down with the right ceremonies. And Luke, who works at Diamond Mountain as our maintenance manager, is also a beautiful carpenter. He's made that stick, and that's the stick that will go into the, or the sacred spine that will go into the stupa at the third ceremony. Then for next year, we definitely have to start thinking about the marketing plan for the pilgrimage and the stupas. We've already started with that work, but we hope to have that all finished and signed off by the end of January. And as I mentioned, we will probably release a nice video about the actual build from beginning to end in the coming months.
Yeah. The actual numbers of today, November 27th, 2022. We have in total so far raised 5,814,655 US dollar. It's an incredible number. It's a Thanksgiving weekend here in America, and I think it's very beautiful. I would like to thank all of you for this incredible contribution that we have been now able to really have nearly the first stupa finalized in a few weeks or in a few days, that we are able to start building the next 2 stupas very, very soon, beginning of 2023. And you see the detail numbers here for each of the stupas. And yeah, it's just now, and I think, Hanli, that's what we are doing since we started this project. We are serving very modest and humble to all of you to make that happen. And we rejoice in you, and we hope that you get all the incredible results you are wishing for by donating to the stupa. There are so many benefits when you contribute to a stupa, and we wish you all of these benefits. Thank you so much. And I think we see each other very soon, hopefully end of December, when we show you how the first stupa looks when the construction has finished.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.